Hi, welcome to 4 Minutes of Film with me, Rhianna. 3 films this week. We've got Man Up with an interview from Simon Pegg, Dwayne Johnson talks about San Andreas, and I review Danny Collins. Let's start with Man Up. Nancy meets Jack. They're going on a blind date. The only trouble is, she wasn't the girl he was supposed to be meeting. She just got swept up in the lie.
Hey, what a great way for us to recognise each other. What a great idea. Although I think it would have been pretty hard to miss you underneath that huge clock.
No.
What do we do in terms of saying hello? I never know what a picture. Is it a handshake or is it a hug? I mean, is it formal? You know what? We're adults. Let's just go in. Oh, too soon for that? Nope. Mwah. Hello there. So, oh my God, that's not your emergency exit phone call already, is it? Because, I haven't had a chance to use any of my best lines yet.
One of the more intelligent and engaging rom-coms I've seen in a while. It's unpredictable and it's got a really original script, a grown-up look at being a singleton in your 30s and 40s and all the pitfalls that come with that, plus some really appealing acting from the relatively unknown Lake Bell and Simon Pegg, who is back on form. So when I spoke to him, I asked him, this film is all about being reckless. What is the most reckless thing he's ever done that's paid off?
Gosh, what's the most... I sound like Cliff Richard then. Gosh.
I love a gosh.
Probably teaching myself to snowboard. During a film shoot on Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, I was shooting in Vancouver and I used to sneak up the mountains on my days off to teach myself to snowboard because it was a good way of preoccupying myself because I was away from my family, I was missing home. And I didn't break anything.
Well done.
If I had done, I would have been in serious trouble because the insurance wouldn't cover it. So that was kind of reckless.
Oh,
Thank you, Jeffrey Chernoff and Brian Burke, the producers of Mission Impossible, for turning a blind eye.
4 stars for Man Up. And next is San Andreas. This is a disaster movie starring Dwayne Johnson as a helicopter rescue pilot who has to track down and save his daughter after a massive earthquake hits the west coast of America. Obviously, the recent tragic earthquakes in Nepal are on your mind while you're watching, which makes it even more poignant. And I asked Dwayne Johnson how realistic he thought it was during filming.
The scarier part for us was getting the world's top seismologist, top earthquake scientist, poring over the script, challenging us with the script. And then by the time they walked away, they said, well, everything that is going to happen in the movie is plausible and can actually happen. We hope it doesn't. Like, that's the scary part, It's not one thing. It's one thing when you're shooting and it's green screen or you see the movie afterwards and it's cut together. It's another thing when someone is saying, and the expert, the scientist is saying, well, yeah, everything could happen.
It's a breathtaking film, 2 hours of in-your-face action, and it's exhausting to watch because the disasters are constant. Dwayne Johnson is actually a very believable action hero. It's his face that you'd want to see if you were in this situation.
This thing isn't gonna hold!
It's similar to a lot of other catastrophe-driven movies and can feel quite repetitive, but it's still entertaining, so 3 stars for San Andreas. Finally, it's Danny Collins. Danny Collins is an ageing singer who got a letter from John Lennon 40 years after it was sent, which makes him look at his life in a whole new perspective, prompting him to reach out to his estranged son.
Are you a good singer?
Well, I don't know, not really.
I didn't think so.
Oh, you didn't think so? And why didn't you think so?
Because when you were on the TV, my daddy said, "Shut it off, Samantha!" And Mommy turned it off really fast. And then Mommy said, "Tom!" And Daddy said, "N-O." And that was that.
Wow.
Al Pacino is perfect as Danny Collins, who's a lost soul, he's a mess, he's super confident and incredibly insecure at the same time. It's a sweet drama with the exact right support cast. Annette Bening as the possible love interest and Jennifer Garner as the tentative daughter-in-law round off this movie really well. Perfect one to see with your parents. So 4 stars for Danny Collins. Next week, I'll be reviewing Insidious Chapter 3 and Spy with interviews from Melissa McCarthy and Miranda Hart. So click here to subscribe and catch that then.